Welcome to Olympian Water Testing, giving you the best in water analysis. Today we're looking at dcvermont.gov and we're seeing how mercury gets into fish. So if you eat a lot of fish, if you eat a lot of tuna, if you eat a lot of swordfish, or if you're eating a lot of fish on a consistent basis, this is something to take note of. Not something to necessarily panic of, but to understand how it happens. So once in a lake or a river, mercury is converted to methylmercury by bacteria and other processes. Then what happens is fish absorb the methylmercury from their food and from water as it passes over their gills. We can see right here. Mercury is tightly bound to proteins in all fish tissue, including muscle. There's no method of cooking or cleaning fish that will reduce the amount of mercury in a meal. And that's sometimes a popular misconception, especially with animals, that, you could cook the fish. And if you cook the fish at high temperatures, it will remove the mercury. Methylmercury accumulates as you move up the food chain. So as we take a look at bigger fish, that's definitely a thing. So methylmercury in the water and sediment is taken up by tiny animals and plants known as plankton. Then small fishes eat large quantities of plankton over time. Large predatory fish consume many smaller fish, accumulating methylmercury in their tissues. The older and larger the fish, the greater the potential for higher mercury levels in their body. The fish are caught and eaten by humans and animals, causing methylmercury to accumulate in their tissue. Also, they've been monitoring this in Vermont since 1987, and measurable concentrations have been observed in 95% of the samples collected from lakes and rivers across the state. And also, it was issued a fish consumption advisory based on the recommended consumption levels based on a fish species, and advisories for certain water bodies as well. Also, it is more protective of women of childbearing age and children under 6. As we know, children can have a more adverse effect to mercury. So this isn't cause for panic, but this is just understanding how methylmercury gets into fish and what the facts are. So some things you can do are limit consumption of certain types of fish, stay informed about where mercury is found, avoid buying products containing mercury, and dispose of mercury containing products properly, as you can do so here. The good thing is to understand how to get rid of them, such as thermostats, gas appliances, fluorescent lights, fillings from your teeth, and mercury switches. That being said, how do you know where the mercury is found, or how do you know what levels the mercury is at in these water bodies? Because if the mercury is high in these water bodies, it's likely it's going to get into plankton, then transfer over to fish. That's why it's always a good idea with different bodies of water, and if you have any concerns or doubts with what's going on, especially the amount of methylmercury getting into fish or a respective water body, to always have your water periodically tested for levels of mercury.